Morning, soul family. It's a humid one today. Hot and humid. So a lot of actually stuck emotions. They could be passion stuck. It could be people are, they're holding back their emotions. They are simmering. There could be frustration that's just under the boiling point. It's interesting. I'm going to give you the signs that you're going to work with today. The signs, the items that you can choose from. Okay? To quit or not to quit? What a silly question. Earth signs. The moon. This could be secrets with hidden. This could be paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to how your body acts on the moon cycle. I'm looking at an eclipse here moving over the moon. See that? This could be new moon wishes. This is air, I just heard. This is a dragon lighter, so this is clearly fire, because I'm a dragon, and that's fire. And this is going to be water. This is interesting. I didn't know who I was going to do with. I didn't know who it was going to be. I asked myself, how are you going to figure out? How are you going to figure out who gets what today? And it's interesting. I'm curious to see why Spirit chose. I thought maybe at first I'd choose numbers, right? And then because I know what these are, and I thought I don't want to choose what I'm thinking, but it came out. So water. This I've got it here because this is interesting. This is a very hard scrubber, right? It's really stiff. These bristles are so stiff. This is what you want to. I use this to scrub my shower. The reason it's on here is it's cleaned with bleach water. I'm super clean. I can't freaking handle anything dirty. So it's been cleaned with bleach water, but it still looks dirty, right, inside. So it's kind of like sometimes you gotta be the bad guy. Sometimes you gotta be the one that looks like they're dirty. Or is there something that's dirty that you just really need to scrub and get rid of? Really dig in, because this is not. You scrub something with this thing, and it's. I mean, it's tough. This doesn't bend. This is immovable. So this could be you're removing something out of your life, and there's no holds barred, no exception. Done. This could be that you have the need to do this, or you have the ability to do this, or because it's white, it's important to scrub hard to get to the truth. This is a really useful tool. So I'm going to let you guys look at those again. To quit or not to quit. Earth, the eclipse or the new moon or secrets, air, the dragon lighter, fire, and the scrubber, water. Let me write these down. Lord knows I don't remember them all. So I posted the video this morning that I recorded yesterday, the first one. The one where I made a fool of myself as far as my mathematical genius. Okay, hold on. Earth, air. So as I said, we've got a lot of, we all have all of these different characteristics within ourselves, right? Sometimes we operate more in one sign than the other. I'm operating today, I'm very much in my Gemini. I'm in my air sign mode right now. I've been in very deep thought. I've been researching and very analytical. I wanted to know, here I'm going to shuffle and get our cards ready. I wanted to know, I knew I had Earth in my chart, but I wasn't quite certain where it was. But I have a lot of, I have Pluto in my 5th house, and I've got Uranus in my 4th house of Virgo. These are both Virgo. And I have Gosh, I wish I could remember what she said the other was. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. This is interesting. You want to look at this kind of stuff. It makes a difference in your life. Okay, so I got Pluto and Virgo in my 5th house, which is partnership. It's not the same as the 7th house. It's about creations, children, romance, true love. I've got Mercury in Taurus. So that's interesting. That's the past, secrets, hidden things, prisons, karma. So we're in Mercury retrograde right now, so I was curious about how that affected me. But what I found when I did some research, and it makes so much sense to me, Virgo in my 4th house has to do with unusual family structures, close friends or parents, relatives living in the same house with me, weird situations where children observes more people being a parental figure. So that, like, I have a soul family that's more like my real family, right? Unusual separations from roots, you know, a lot of resident changes, separation from roots. That's so in line with who I am. Divorce of parents, need to relocate because of external reasons, which happened when my daughter was molested. Fleeing from one place to another because of casualties or war, or I mean difficulty. Interesting. Childhood events that cause this to happen, such as family breakups. So Uranus is responsible for mental issues when it's affected by the moon. So it could mean that we are viewed as somewhat eccentric. Our parents could be, one or both, in a good way, like a hippie lifestyle. Makes sense, right? One could be one way, one could be the other, which is resulting in us wanting to go in a different direction. So I had a very religious upbringing, started with the hippie childhood, wanting to go away from that. Has a lot to do with the paranormal and the occult, so clearly that has a lot to do with why I'm drawn to what I am. Brings aversion to property ownership, an aversion to it. Isn't that interesting? That actually is how I've always been, like more of a gypsy, a nomad. So it's kind of like you could have a house, but prefer to sleep somewhere else. It's a nomad. It's a traveler. It shows, it doesn't mean that it's a negative. It's a life full of happiness. It could be if you are happy with that. Also, we're not connected to our homeland, and we don't leave anything. We don't lose anything by leaving that behind. I left Canada, right? And I never looked back. I didn't. We have kind of like a chaotic attitude. This is interesting for me. I find this, you guys should find out what your chart is and look it up. Health issues could be inherited from one parent to another. So thank God I didn't inherit alcoholism from my father and grandfather and uncle and everyone else on that side. Temper. Uranus has an influence over the nerves and temper. The one thing that I found really intriguing was Pluto in my 5th house of Virgo. This means that I am drawn into situations where I want to help, into situations where people are, I'm drawn to broken people, or I'm drawn to people that are hurt. It doesn't mean that you're broken if I am drawn to you, but I'm drawn to people that need help. And that's obviously a karmic life lesson that I need to be careful of, because you don't want to be drawing, which I've had an issue with my whole life, right? Drawing into people into my life that are broken, that are in need of healing. However, it is also Pluto being the symbol of rebirth, regeneration, and healing. However, it does have obsession and control, so you've got to find a balance. With it in my 5th house, I'm seen as fearless, which is usually the case. Fiercely protective of loved ones, absolutely the case. And the one thing that can break control over something is my ego. So that's interesting. I don't know how to love any other way. I love with everything in me. I don't know how to love any other way. And I expect that same kind of love in return. So that may put pressure on a partner. There may be overboard displays of affection, which is interesting. That would have been the chaser in my twin soul relationship. Now I'm kind of pulled very much back. I have no interest in being a competitor. I cannot. I have to be an equal. I give my all when I do anything. I figure out what's going on behind the scenes by putting everything out in the open. That's why the truth is so important to me. I want to talk about it. I want to flesh it out and figure out what we can do to work things out. I like this. You know, this is really interesting for me to see because this is truthfully who I am. We often feel invincible, even if something feels beyond our control. We have a very difficult time handling the loss of a family member or a partner through distance or death. And even the faintest hint of infidelity, we feel betrayed. So we have to be careful not to assume the worst. And that's why it's important for us to talk things through. So it's good for me to have said this for whoever's listening in my life that needs to know this about me. I find it really interesting because, you know, people look and think, oh, she's an Aries, right? Or she's a Gemini. But these are really important aspects of my life. And I have to look at that and understand it's the truth. I have been always, that's why I'm a healer, right? That's why I do this work. This has been my path. I have to find balance, not to give so much of myself that I'm not taking care of myself when I'm wanting to help another. But it does show that I'm a very, very loyal, good person to have on your side if you're going through a difficult time, because I'll never let you down. I'll go to the end, and I love with everything in me. So I like that. I like finding out. I mean, I know that about myself, but you know, people, and so you might want to look up your chart, you know, and maybe if the person in your life that you love, you might want to look up their chart, because you may not understand who they are. You may look at them and see, oh, this is an Aries, or this is a Leo, or this is a, what am I? I'm a Pisces. Oh, it's Pisces. It doesn't mean anything. Everyone's like, oh, Pisces is the most intuitive sign. That's not the truth. It's not the truth. There's a lot of Pisces that are clueless. And Aries, oh, a cheater, jealous. I've never cheated on any of my life, and I never would, and I'm not jealous. I'm not. I don't have that issue. So you got to be careful about blanketing, but it was important for me to find that out. Interesting. So we're working with 4 decks, 4 different decks, and then everyone's going to get 1 card from the Angel Tarot. So the decks that we're working with are the Vampire, Les Vampires, the Divine Circus, the Faerytale Oracle, and the, what is this last one? The Fairy Oracle. These are deep. These are going to be deep today. Everything's deep. I'm asking for some clarity. I feel like right now, what I'm being shown is there's, like I said, with the energy, it is what we're feeling right now outside, the humidity and the heat, suppression of passion, suppression of frustration, just under the boiling point. It's like it's not going to last much longer. There's tumultuous situations within family, things that are beyond our control, people doing things that feel very unfair and no doubt are, disloyalty in family, the need to escape or get away, but stand our truth and in our truth and stand our ground. Absolutely self-love. It's really, really loud. So and movement, big movement, like moving houses, changing jobs, divorcing and remarrying. You thought you were going to be with this one person and it completely changes and goes in a different direction. I just heard in my mind mistrust. So really pay attention to what your messages are today and see how you feel. Wow. Okay, things are being like literally thrown. I'm going to do that one again. Too many cards fell. It's hard for me to hold this deck, this Angel Tarot. There's so many cards. My hands are quite little. Okay, we're ready to go. So at 15 minutes and 19 seconds, we go to, this is actually a question that's quite loud for people right now. To quit or not to quit? That is the question. Do I stick in this? Do I let go of this? What's going on? And what's interesting is, I mean, for me, when something matters to me, I never quit. Clearly, you just heard that in who I am. So that's why I like this. To quit or not to quit, what a silly question, right? It's not called quit to me. It would be release, surrender, or choose to walk away. I don't quit anything. So here we go. This is earth signs, if you so choose. So the unicorn and the maiden, communication with unicorn, purification, undercover action. So in the upright, when we look at this, you see these two. They're very devoted to one another. This beautiful unicorn and that redhead. Fiery personality. Interesting. It could be. This one is adorned. I mean, they're not alike, but they are. In the number 10, there's an ending, but that also represents a new beginning. So he's looking down. Oh, interesting. I called it he. So he has love for this one, is very sad. The other one's looking away. She looks like she's a bit of a troublemaker, mischievous, young. So right now, there's a problem here. There's misunderstandings. And you may not feel that you... Look how her cheeks are flushed. She's upset. She looks stubborn. She's looking at someone else. She's mad at someone else. She looks very possessive. She's holding on to that unicorn. She's got a handful of his mane. She looks jealous and angry. And she looks misunderstood or doesn't want anyone near that unicorn. So she doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel secure. She may be holding on to that unicorn for safety. So maybe you don't know how to bring about things to an agreeable solution or resolution. There's misunderstandings. What are you doing undercover? Are you doing something? Maybe are you bringing this upon yourself? You're doing something in an underhanded way. You don't trust. You're not trusting what you're getting. You're not trusting what you're getting psychically. I think the unicorn's trying to tell you something, but you're not listening. You feel like you have to hide to be safe. Unicorn's horn is bent. So there's something wrong in your head. You're not hearing your psychic messages. You're not trusting them. There's confusion. I mean, all of these things that we're speaking about is ego-based. It has nothing to do with spirit. So it's not balanced. You're unbalanced in that way. Things are disordered. You're not willing to come to an agreeable conclusion, even though this unicorn is clearly coming in love. You're not. Petulant is the word that I used. Petulant. I mean, is the word that I heard. Petulant. I know what petulant means, but let me describe it to you. It's childish, sulky, bad-tempered, pettish, irritable, snappy, testy, grumpy, crabby. You will attack, impatient, It's kind of like, that's why they're showing her with red hair. Mischievous is a kind way of saying it. That's why this is abusive energy, actually. It's not good. You can resolve a situation, but you choose not to. You are possibly dealing with drugs or alcohol to excess, to a point of, and maybe this is why these issues are coming up. There needs to be clearly a purification or a clearing, and the unicorn's been trying to help you, but now, if this isn't you, this is someone that you're dealing with, right? It's you or someone else. This is a very difficult child. This is someone who is bailed out and then runs back to the same issues again, is always drawn into something difficult. You need to be, or they need to have, this person maybe need to go to rehab or need some kind of psychological counseling. Yep. So a lot of this can be in your mind, right? This is ego. A lot of this is you're driving yourself crazy. This could be things like jealousy, insecurity, fear, unwilling to move forward. When you have the ability to, you've got support, you've got love around you, but you don't trust it. So you may have been hurt. And because of that, you've allowed your monkey mind to take over, and that's what's going on here, ego. False sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts, absolutely. This one, as you can see, there's coins, gold coins pouring from this person. They've got plenty of money, but that's all they're thinking about. They've got a mask on. So you're undercover. Again, you're not being honest. You're not being truthful. You may be involved in some kind of a scheme. Untruthful. You're selfish. Or this has been done to you. But you're not trapped, is what Spirit is saying. You're not trapped. You have the choice to make here. You are too focused on the material world. You need to pay attention, as the unicorn has been trying to tell you, to Spirit. Look to the light. You're stubborn. You're stubborn as hell. Ego is a huge problem here. This is an issue that needs to be worked through. Recognize that when we look to Spirit, we are taken care of. Archangel Jophiel is standing there saying, look, you're completely taken care of. You need to take your blinders off. The mask that you're wearing, pretending to be something other than you are, is blinding you, because what's going on is it's covering up your third eye, and you're not able to focus. You're sleepwalking. So your need for the physical is out of whack. It's out of balance. So your message was to quit or not to quit. What a silly question. To quit or not to quit. So what is it? So what you need to quit is dealing with this egoistic mindset. This is human ego, like literally ego and pride and arrogance. And this needs to stop. What a silly question. Absolutely not. If this isn't you, this is someone in your life who feels this way. And it's a false sense of this. They are consumed. They need help. They need counseling. 1 in 5 is 6. Don't be so focused on the material world. Keep your thoughts focused to Spirit. You will be taken care of. Release the need. Why do you need what you think you need? Why is it so important for you to have? What's going on? You're craving something to fill an emotional void. You have love in front of you, but you're choosing the money. Remember we kept getting, don't choose the money. Choose love. Always choose love first. But you refuse to take responsibility for your situation. This, again, ego. This is about addictions, temptations, codependency, maybe gambling issues. You're in debt because of the choices that you've made. This is a big problem, and it's time to release that and call on Spirit for help, and actually maybe get help. Or this is what needs to happen to someone in your life. Now, if this is speaking about someone that you're associated with, to quit or not to quit, what a silly question. Absolutely quit. This is about disconnecting from this energy. This is about cutting this away and feeling no guilt. No guilt. Because fear-based thoughts may show you that maybe you feel obligated to care for this one. Spirit's saying, no, there's a problem here. This is toxic energy. 25 minutes, we go to the moon. It's interesting, I heard the hidden moon. So again, the moon is going to be covered by something. There's something being hidden. Let's find out what. Out of the darkness. Wow, does that ever go with that? Holy moly. So here you see one coming out of the darkness. They've got scars on their face, but they're not ashamed of their scars. Look, they've treated them like beautiful works of art, like a tattoo. Have you fallen for a star? One without a permanent scar? Somebody who never took the steps, never went through the difficulty in their life, never cared to change? Because scars are lessons that we bear. Something in your life has been troubling you. Something, you've been in the darkness, clearly. Look at that. But you're coming out. Something is about to change. This might be a surprise. Everything, when it's interesting, it's amazing how Spirit lines things up. Eclipse energy is all about sudden changes, sudden shifts, surprises, paradigm shifts, shocks, completely going in one direction and then completely changing in another. Things coming to light, which is actually what's happening, right? Check this out. Things coming to light. We'll do it this way. It's going away. Things are coming to light. You're coming out of the darkness here. Something's growing, something good, but you can't see it. You've been in the dark so long, you haven't been looking at what's happening in the light. You need to let go of the old. Let the go. I'm looking at the silver and the seed pearls in the hair here. The connection to Spirit. It's trying to pull you tight. Look at, even on your ear chakras, it's pulling. Listen to us. Come out of the darkness. Let go of that old problem. It's stale, it's dead, it's done. There's a new situation coming. It's coming quickly. It's going to reveal itself soon. An idea, I'm looking at these seeds coming to light, right? Seed pearls of wisdom. I don't know, an idea that's coming to light, a sudden epiphany. Something's about to shoot up into existence and you will not miss it. Whatever it is that's difficult right now, you're coming out of it. It's going to work out. And what's interesting is that's actually what's propelling you forward. Whatever has bothered you, whatever has been upsetting, that is what's going to create what is so beautiful that's coming into your life. Because it's going to make you stronger, resilient. You're wiser. It's helping you, actually. It's pushing you, actually, forward. Sometimes a falling tower, like the baby bird being shoved out of the nest, it's pushing you out of that into something new. Could be that, sometimes we need to have the Goliath in our life show up to bring the David in us out from within. And that it's pushing us to be strong. Sometimes we don't stand up for ourselves, but if somebody comes against someone we love, all of a sudden there's a mighty strength. Or something. Something is pushing us to be better, stronger. That inner strength, that courage is coming out. You'll understand why this happened. You'll understand that even though it's like chaos, out of the chaos something beautiful is born. There was a hidden blessing from all of this sadness or upset or whatever it is. Maybe it's from the past, from your childhood, things that you have had to face. A lot of times that's what happens. We get our inner child has suppressed something for a very long time, but now it's come to the surface and it may have caused major chaos. But it needed to be released. It's transforming for you. So there's an affirmation that you can say, a healing affirmation. Spirit wants you to literally curl up into a ball. Curl up into fetal position, because we're going back to kind of like that seed. When the seed is in the soil before it starts to unfurl. That's where you are. Pull up really, really tight. I'm going to do it. I don't joke with these messages. You know, this is important. This is something that we're meant to do. So I am on the ground in fetal position, right? This is what Spirit wants us to do right now. Tight, really, really tight, like a seed. And then say out loud, the seed grows into a strong, healthy plant. It brings forth new life in perfect time and in the perfect way. So then we're going to stand, because we've now unfurled, and we look to the light. Put your hands over your heart. Put your left hand over your heart, your heart hand. I am loved, and I am protected by the universe, as the darkness holds the seeds of new life safe, until the moment for birth is upon it. New life rises up through me. I love this because of the song that I love. I rise, I rise. And when the vultures are at the door again, and they're whispering, you are out of time, I yell back, I will rise, you will watch me rise. O ye of little faith, angels say to us, you will rise. I love this. Freaking strong. I knew that this today was going to be a really deep reading. Wow, look at that. And that's where you're coming. 10 of Earth, the end of something, and the beginning of something new. And look what's in store. A very happy family life. Doesn't have to be Earth family, birth family. It could be soul family. Financial security. No one says that we're going to be rich, but you are secure. Finding the magic in the little things. Maybe you have to simplify. Maybe you're going to simplify. Spirit wants us to simplify. I keep looking at this basket with this tree agate. Tree agate is important right now. I spoke about it yesterday, but it's important right now. This is the strength. You've got a strong heart. Love is going to be in your life, and it's going to be a strong love. There will be healing on family situations. And healing doesn't mean that you're all going to be hanging out together and be best friends. It means that you're going to have healed past life issues or childhood issues. You'll be able to let it go and move on because you've recognized how strong you are. The tree agate calms your nerves. Look at the colors, the green and the white. But the green is always healing and love. It helps you let go of stress. It keeps you centered. I'm going to look up. I'm going to see, hold on, if there's something really, really loud that we're supposed to see in this one. It protects you from harm. Something that's knocked the wind out of your sails. Any energy vampires that have done that, which clearly is happening here, right? It's going to protect you from that. Get up close and personal and feel this stone. Take this screenshot of this tree agate, rub it over your third eye and say tree agate in circuit, and pull this energy. If you can get one, that would be good. Calming, centering vibes will flow through you. If things have been chaotic or frenzied around you, because this is what you're going into. This is what you're going into. This is about growth and renewal. Being touched by nature. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is where you're going. Count on that. The dragonfly says, hold on to your dreams. See past the illusion that this is your life. This is going away. And you're at the end. 10. That's it. That's it. And then you go into that. Stability. There's an angel. You can look at this in so many ways. You've got an angel looking over this mother and her 2 children. There's a fairy here as well. This could be mother and father and 2 children. This could be one person alone with spirit overseeing and recognizing a child that is in spirit, loved and taken care of. There's so many different messages, blended families, 2 connected, spiritual ones. These could be their children. These could be nieces and nephews. This could be one child. This could be an adopted child. This could be a pet. Whatever it is, they've gone through the challenges and they've reached a place of safety. And the fireflies all around, the firefly totem, that's enlightenment. And joy. Think about, I've never seen a firefly. I so want to see one. My Uncle Phil tells me about them all the time. But they are symbols of illumination. So this is what's coming to you. Right now you're getting this as you need to hold on to this. If you're not quite out of that darkness right now, trust that this is what's coming to you. This is beautiful. This is really, I mean, what a difference between the coming out of the darkness and then where you're going. And it's clear that that's what it is. The end, this is the end, the gateway that Spirit wants you to walk through, the changes that you're considering making. It's time to go towards that. Firefly. Clearly they're exciting. They allow themselves to be seen. But what's interesting is because they are, and it's because of this, it's interesting. Things are not always as they appear. And when the firefly comes, just like when the eclipse leaves the moon and the moon is bright again, things are illuminated. So this is financial security. It could be that there's some type of abundance that's at hand, that's coming close, unexpected possibly. It could be from an estate or a will. Somebody's left some money. It could mean just that your business that was so dark and difficult, you've let that go, but you had these seeds. Remember, you only had one egg, but that's all you needed, and from that everything would grow. An idea springs forth, and it brings abundance. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean that there won't have to be work involved, but it's going to bring you satisfaction and accomplishment. And the ones that are around you, whoever you do choose to be with, they're trustworthy. I got that this morning. She's trustworthy. You don't trust, but she's trustworthy. I heard that this morning. These don't have to be blood relatives either. This could be a chosen family. But you are very, very comfortable. You feel safe, comfortable, and secure in this environment. This is beautiful. Wow. At 37 minutes, we go to the dragon. The dragon fire. I always have a difficult time with this one. This dragon doesn't necessarily always represent me either. I find that interesting. I always have a difficult time with this one. There's somebody in my life I have a difficult time with, and they relate to that dragon. Wow. Wow. Saying goodbye. Formal occasion, honoring lives. So this is about holding on to something that's dead. It's about not allowing something to be released. Or it's about allowing something to be released. It's also about who you are and what kind of a legacy are you leaving behind after you go. Is it something your children will be proud of? Is it something that people will remember you in kindness? This is about honoring the ones who have gone before us, remembering them, and possibly doing something in honor of them. It could be that there is someone in your life that's passing into the spirit world. But when I look at this, I think of it as death and rebirth. Because the dragon, I don't know, the phoenix rising from the ashes, something has died. We die and are reborn often. I've spoken about this a lot. I'm looking at this, it's interesting, I'm looking at this angel phantom quartz, and it looks like, when I was looking at it over there, it looked like fire, but it's also very grounded. Angel phantom quartz. Why, according to this reading, do I need that? Angel phantom quartz. The phantom. The phantom. This one you can't see because it's got quite a lot of the almost like petrified wood look. But what happens generally with, well, what happens with an angel phantom quartz is that one builds and it stops growing. One crystal starts to form and it stops, and then another crystal forms over top of it. So something has been halted. Something you thought had died begins to grow again. Something that you've held on to, you've believed in, that you thought had died. Or maybe dying, maybe you're losing hope. But there's still light in those eyes. It's interesting. So many messages with this. I said something about wills. There may be somebody in your life. Wills or legal documents coming into your life. I've been getting this a lot, and I hate hearing that because there's only one person that I can think of that's my stepfather, and I don't like to think about that. But I have to, clearly, because I keep getting this message along with you. So the angelic, this is angelic phantom quartz crystal. So this is about a strong connection to the angelic realm. This is telling you that you can grow into something magnificent. Some part of your life may be halted. Maybe you started with something and you stopped, and now it's growing again. This is letting you know that an angel, a phantom angel. Sorry, I just got really emotional. A phantom angel is watching over you. Someone is watching over you and loving you, and they're not in your physical presence. They are spiritually in your presence. It's a reminder that have hope and faith, because you are very loved. You have a guardian watching over you. So, if there is someone that is leaving or has passed, maybe you have to release them. Maybe you've been holding on too tightly and you need to let go of that because that's keeping you in the past. Your life is here, now, not with the ones who have gone before. Their soul contract is up, it's done, but yours is not. So it's about living now. Honor them, do something beautiful to remember them, but then move forward with your own life. It might be honoring ones that are not in our physical presence. Coming to terms with the fact that they're not there in our life. Helping ones that maybe are going, to gently release them. Being worried about death, fear of being trapped in grief somehow. Do you know what's really interesting to me? This is a really loud message. Oh, man. So I've had kind of a battle with what I've been shown, with what I've been taught, and with what I see and feel. When we learn something new, we grow, we share, we change. We may have believed something and then experienced something different. I wanted to know. I've asked my mother a question. I was shown always, and I was taught always, that when the dead die, they are conscious of nothing at all. They go back to spirit from where they came. That we are not communicating with any other energy on the other side. But I asked my mom when I was holding her as she was dying. She was in a coma, but she was listening to me. And I said, if there is consciousness after you die, I want you to come back and show me. I've said to you guys, I don't believe that because I feel as though we're connecting with the memory of the ones that have gone over. I don't believe in conjuring up the dead, you know, Ouija boards. That's always, that's very dark energy. But if somebody comes to you in your dreams, or somebody is it our Father showing us because they know the connection we have to this one? So the person will come to us in that form. Because with my dreams, I'm shown people, and I know that that's not who I'm being shown. I'm shown that person because I know that person's character. I know the qualities of that person. I know how that person behaves. But the person I'm being shown is someone else. It's just showing me that characteristic. So is that what's happening? Is Spirit showing me my mother? Because my mother would say this, my mother would do this. Or is that literally my mother's energy reaching back to me in a conscious form? I asked that question. I'm just leaving that open because I asked that question. I'm not going to say, that's why I said it's up to you to decide how you feel. I have been having communication in ways that I feel like my mom is literally talking to me. And so I said, I need for you to show me that. It's important for me to know that as a teacher and as a child. Hold on. Everybody's trying to work through their stuff. Madonna, that's the mother, right? The mother. The Madonna is celebrating her birth. The Madonna is the mother celebrating. So to me, I feel like I keep getting messages that it is literally my mother's energy speaking. So I've asked that and I put that out there. I keep getting that. So 7 of Earth, 7, you're on the right path and it will exceed your expectations. However, it doesn't mean you're on the right path. It will exceed your expectations and nothing else is required. It means Spirit is supporting you in opening doors of opportunity, and they want you to go through those doors in order for this to happen. They're telling you that whatever it is that you have been planting in your work, in your relationships, in your desires, they're well planted. There is a temporary pause. I got that this morning. I said that. Right now there's like a holding back, but it's temporary. Unnecessary worry. There's this tree, this family tree, is very old. And it's filled with all kinds of little golden orbs with magical beings in it. I'm looking at my family heritage. I'm not looking at my personal mom and dad and brother and sister. I'm looking at Wales. I'm looking at England. I'm looking at Norway. I'm looking at the places I came from. Our roots run deep. And our heritage is a big deal. It affects us in a lot of ways. More than just religion or, you know, family belief, family structure. It's important to look into your heritage and honor it. I had somebody post a picture the other day. Actually, somebody said, I'm from Wales. And I said, oh my God, that's where I'm from. That's my heritage. We're from Aberavon. And she said, that's just down the way from me. Aberavon, Neath, Swansea, Cardiff Castle. I've been there. I had to go there. It was important. And I'm seeing a quest, the importance of going to your heritage, to your roots. Even if you just go there in research. It's very important. It affects what's going on in your life right now. That's why I'm so drawn both to nature and to the ocean. I'm a mermaid. No wonder. Aberavon is right on the water. But there's this all around it as well. And then Norway, the colder country with the harsher conditions, makes us tough, strong, resilient. I've just a little bit of Norwegian in me, but it's in there. So for you, it's very important for you to connect to your roots, to your family heritage, and expand beyond just that. Because these ones hold others outside of your personal blood family. This is like a Christmas tree. And these are all the special mementos and memories that you would hang on this tree of importance. Places that you've gone, people that you love, soul family. And she's journeying back to that. Look at her, she's going back in. This wise tree wants to talk to her. There's a golden orb inside the mouth of that tree. That's where she's going. So it's about looking to the wisdom in nature. That tree has something to say to you. So that tree has something to say to all of us right now. That's an oak tree. I want to know, it's a Celtic tree, which is not a surprise. I'll give you the oak, the goddess tree. So, it's a cosmic storehouse of wisdom, embodied within its towering strength. It's impressive, massive growth, expanse. This is a clear sign that this tree is to be honored for its endurance and noble presence. Wearing oak leaves was a status symbol for the Celtics, as well as the Greeks and the Romans. I can't help but think of the green man of the forest who has the acorn man, right? This is the oak tree it comes from. Honorable, noble. And they're recognized and honored. She's going to this tree. This is where the glowing orb is. The oak tree was considered in the Celtics the doorway to higher planes. Opening the oak door is your psychic vision or your soul thought. It's about durability and purity and constancy, strength, wisdom, nobility, family, loyalty, power, longevity, heritage, honor. Where there are deep roots, there's no reason to fear the wind, says the oak, says the mighty acorn. The oak has the ability and the tendency to attract lightning. Interesting. It's a life-affirming symbol, the oak tree. So when you're in need of stability or strength in your life, you're supposed to imagine and picture the oak tree. She's going to the oak for strength. So this time of temporary pause, they're saying there's no need to worry, but maybe you have been worried. Maybe you've been afraid. Maybe someone has left in your life and you felt alone. And so you're needing to go into that oak tree to hold on and recognize that you have everything that you need. You have that strength. Call upon the oak tree, that symbolic doorway to spirit, to shore up your strength. Liger just cried at that moment. You need love, you need attention. It's about survival. It's about safety, dignity, truthfulness, courage, wise rulership, being resolute in what you desire and what you are truly wishing to manifest. The stones, the crystals associated with the oak tree: carnelian, labradorite, diamond, aventurine. Aventurine came up for me yesterday. Aventurine kept coming up. So, no matter what has happened, or what you may have had to go through, or what you're dealing with right now, maybe you're in you're not quite certain from the death of a situation, moving into a new situation, and you're at a pause. You're kind of like, you don't know. And Spirit's saying right now, it's okay. You don't have to worry. You're on the right path. It's going to be okay. You might feel like you've got a long way to go, but you truly don't. And any anxiety they want you to release right now, it might be you need to look at things from a new approach, a more positive approach. So at 54 minutes, we go to the sturdy scrub brush, water signs. Sleeping Beauty, awakening. Interesting, look at her wearing white. She's got a tangled thorn crowns upon her head. 3 and 2 is 5. A significant change is occurring in your life right now. It's always for the better, but it's a good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. So, this is the story of Princess Aurora. We know she was born, and the parents invited everyone to the castle to see this beautiful new little girl. And Maleficent came in. She wasn't invited. She was a fairy queen from the forest. Some people feel that she was deliberately not asked to be there. Some people feel it was an oversight. But she was offended. And so she cursed this child to die when she pricked her finger on a spinning needle. Parents tried to keep her away, to keep her safe. And by what they did was they sent her away out to be cared for. But that caused not the difficulties to come upon her, but it caused things to become worse. She was endangered even more, which Liger just emphasized. They shouldn't have kept that from her. She should have been shown and told what was going to happen and how she could prepare herself. So right now, Spirit wants you to know very important information has been kept from you. They've been trying to keep something from you to protect you. It's a harsh truth, but you can't escape it. It's something that you inherited. You'll be able to find your way through this challenge, and you're not going to be alone. You never will be abandoned, ever. You're going to be awakened to whatever this truth is. And when you wake up, like that Siberian Husky that did not want to wake up. Yesterday I showed the ones around you, the ones who tried to protect you, who wanted to protect you, they're going to wake up and realize that what they did was they made you more susceptible to danger, more vulnerable. This comes from when someone has overprotected, someone has kept so sheltered. They've not wanted you to be hurt, and so they've kept something from you or not allowed you to experience failure on your own. And by doing so, when failure happens or when a difficulty happens, you fall harder. But Spirit says this curse is going to be broken. There will be an awakening. And the place that they tell you that you are safe is the forest. That is specifically what they're telling you. This is about the sin of parents. This is about inheriting guilt that is not your own. This is about ignoring consequences of actions and somebody willfully hiding the truth. Wow. King of Swords. So, the King of Swords, look at this. Now, this was perfect. I mean, look at this. Something very difficult. It's going to be scrubbed clean. Something that's been tried to be covered up. A cover-up is going to be uncovered. And you had to go down deep to find it. But it will not be hidden. It will not be hidden. The truth will come out. Look at this. With the white, the purity, the strength. That is the King of Swords, the King of Air. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. You may need a lawyer. Balance your mental and emotional considerations. Now, considering inherited, something that's been hidden from you, something they've tried to protect you from, something that they've made you more vulnerable in. They may have made you feel like there's something wrong with you. You may have inherited some bipolar disorder. You may have inherited some kind of illness. You may have, there's something that has been kept from you. And you need to seek out advice about the situation. You're not to turn on yourself. Balance your mental and emotional considerations. When the King of Swords comes forward, he speaks the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You came out upright. I think, God, I hope I didn't have this, I hope I didn't turn this around. If you came up in reverse, then you need to do some work. Because the King of Swords, King of Air in reverse is he's crazy, he's mean. The King of Air tells you that you will get very valuable advice, and it's important that you need to be fair in your decision making. It may be you standing against all of them, but you are victorious. You are leading this unicorn. These unicorns they have no rider. You're holding a sword of truth. You're an excellent speaker. or this one could be coming into your life, knowing to be objective and diplomatic. Maybe this is you, authoritative. This is a king. This is a, wow. This is somebody who has reached the top of his game. This is about, if somebody has, if all these people have said something to you, don't think twice about seeking outside advice. They want you to. This is about being impartial, professional, diplomatic, but absolutely no holding back. Air represents words. So there could be harsh words coming from you or to you from somebody. It has to do with family. The King of Swords could be the abuse or the misuse of somebody's power, like a family member. It could be your own. This is about judgment. This is about rulership. So it may be a very emotional situation, and Spirit's asking you to dig down deep and try to remain detached. Don't allow your emotions to rule your mind. You may need to be very, very stern right now. Firm, but stern. Don't allow somebody to play on your emotions, and don't allow yourself to lose your head. You might need to look at others and speak to them and be very direct about what you're seeing, of what you have understood, of what's come to truth. At this point, you are being detached, and that's actually very healthy for you. It's about getting down to the heart of the matter, right? You're scrubbing down. You're getting right down to the bottom of this. And it might feel to others that they may look like you're the bad guy. You may need to be the bad guy. That's what I said. Sometimes you might need to be tough. But you are coming from the highest ethical standards. That's what you need to expect from yourself. Not tolerate abuse. Don't be tyrannical. Don't misuse your authority as someone may have done. Be careful of the words that you choose, because they may be very cutting. The words that you either choose or someone else coming towards you. I got this morning, that this may be happening or may have happened. Somebody that, if this King of Swords comes forward and he's not balanced, because you're being asked to balance. If you are not balanced, or this is the aggressive, angry, abusive person. So this is about making up your mind about what you want and where you're going to go and what you're going to do, and not allow anyone to control you like they have. There may have been a mass group of people completely. You may be, like I said, standing on your own. But you have the ability, and you are leaving. You're making choices. Don't feel lost and uncertain about the choices that you make. Because if you do that, if you do not balance, and you need to do this, that's why the forest is so important for you. This is where you're going to get grounded. You're going to delay decisions that are very necessary, and you're going to cause your own problems. Wow, heavy. At 1 hour and 3 minutes, we're done, you guys. Have a great day. I'll upload this right now.